Give me a second. I was kind of having dinner, but I see that our theme is healing, glow, and grow. Is that it?
It is.
All righty. Let's take a moment, everyone, and just breathe, which we do all the time, but we don't always do it intentionally. Under stress, we tend to stop breathing for a second. By God's grace, we can't stop breathing and die because we have a mechanism that forces us to take in that breath. Take a breath in, hold it, savor it, allow every cell in your body to enjoy it. It requires what's in that breath to do what it does in every cell: toes, fingers, heart, lung, liver, kidneys. A heart, a broken heart, healing heart, cleansing the body, detoxing all the trauma, all the disappointment, all the sense of powerlessness, which is frankly a lie. We have the power of the Most High, whatever you choose to call it, within every single cell. We are invincible. That power says so. We give thanks today because we know that it's our right to tap that unlimited power. No God is jealous of us being powerful. Our power comes from that divine source, freely given, free for us to take and use. Take a breath in. Breathe in that sense of who you are, the power that lies within. Savor it, believe it, utilize it. Give thanks, Most High God, for all that you blessed us with, the journeys that have brought us to where we are today. We give thanks to the ancestors, those whose shoulders we stand upon, those who survived and went through tragedy after tragedy and still chose to stand and to bring us forth so we can continue the work. Allow their love and light to wash over you from head to toe. Take a breath in, let it out, and give thanks. Amen. Ashe.
Amen. Ashe. Thank you, Lord. Yes. I just want to appreciate the prophet uh, because we've been touching and passing for so many years, and I've always been in awe of your ability to walk in your divinity and also still do this very important work of rebalancing the world, which often requires us to pull out our sword, right? But you seem to have mastered that very delicate balance. And so I'm just appreciating and acknowledging you. If you've not heard me say it before, hear me now. You are one of the examples that especially global African women should be following at this time in our history, a time such as this, of what it means to be and embody the divine feminine as we rebalance the world. And so thank you for that, Prophet, and that beautiful prayer that reminded us that we are tapping into the divine power that is so natural to us, that does not envy us, that encourages us to do so freely. And so we're here. celebrating our third Heal, Glow, Grow retreat. Our Heal, Glow, Grow retreat is a byproduct of our She Rose Sisterhood, our international She Rose Sisterhood. We work now in just over 27 countries around the global African world. And this is our opportunity to realign. As Black women, we have shouldered the culture. We've shouldered many of the battles, serving on the front line, usually silently, to rebalance what is humanity as the first and quintessential human beings. And so it's so important for us to find this safe space for us to recharge in the company of each other. I also want to hold up all of the African men that are on the call today, because this year we've decided, 3 years in, that in addition to our 7 days of intentional detox and realignment for global African women, we're also going to dedicate a weekend to our brothers, because we are not feminists. We are not on this plight to somehow underdevelop or to acknowledge the pitfalls of our men, and how that somehow is separate from us. But as the mother of civilization, we know that it's our job to also make safe space for them to recharge. And so this year, we are really excited to offer a weekend for them to engage with us after we've done the heavy lifting of realignment. And so, yes, I want to begin by introducing our previous international host, Mama Angela Sales, my sister, my auntie, in so many ways. In finance, she's my mama. In, love life, she's my auntie, my big sister, showing me how to raise babies. She's just done it holistically for so many years. And so for us, sistering together for almost, wow, what's that, 2015? It was a pleasure for her to be a part of the very first, the inaugural She Rose Heal, Glow, Grow retreat. And so before I begin and share a few slides about what the retreat is and how to engage, I want to bring her in to say a few words and to talk about her first experience helping us to launch our inaugural She Rose Heal, Glow, Grow retreat. And Ange, are you there with us?
I'm here. Yes. Can you hear me?
We can.
Awesome. Awesome. Greetings, peace and love. Bonjour, hola, um, salam, abaragani, mambo, uh, aquaba, and all the languages. I greet you all um, today. So my name is Sister Dr. Angela Sales. And as Kim mentioned, we've been rocking for about a decade now. Oh, wow. It's, funny how the time goes by. It doesn't quite seem that long, but I want to welcome you all to the Heal Glow Grow Retreat interest meeting. I'll just, I didn't really prepare any words, so I'm just speaking from the heart. I've been, when Kim came to me about working with the She Rose, it was simply just to be in sisterhood. And so the reason that I, joined the sisterhood and then helped to develop the sisterhood and serve in leadership in the sisterhood was just simply because Kim asked me to, be a sister, be a friend. And so the basic premise of our sisterhood is that we are rocking with the women who support us. That might be your biological sister. It could be a cousin, your best friend, your god sister, your daughter, your mom might be your best friend. So it's like, who supports you anyway? And so that's how we came together, and we, made an agreement to support one another. How can two walk together unless they agree? And so we agreed to help each other build our visions. And we pretty much honored that agreement, and here we are. So the Shiro Sisterhood, for those of you who don't know, we exist to be a voice for global African women, and to promote our collective economic, social, political, and upward mobility. We advocate for our own independence, our own sustainability, our own self determination, Kuji Chagalia. But we also advocate against all forms of abuse against women. Um, we advocate against inequities. And so we are an advocacy organization. And so part of our work is advocating for women on the grassroots all the way up to the grass tops. We also have an iron sharpens iron type of sisterhood. We um, call that SIS, which is the Sheroes International Sisterhood. And that's where we educate each other. We do workshops, we share knowledge, we share our networks. We listen to our mamas. We have the Sheroes mamas in some of our different regions, as Kim mentioned. We operate in, I guess, more than 26. Last time I counted, we were 26 regions globally, majority in Africa, and also we're in the US, the Caribbean, and Europe. But we also have developed what we call using African sisterhood as a business development model under what's called the Shiro Shop. And that's not really what, the retreat is focused on, but it's the sustainability arm of our organization, and how we are creating a sisterhood ecosystem to trade and produce and consume the things that we make and the things that we need to do that within our sisterhood. So actually our next 3 to 5 years is focused on developing that. But I want to welcome you all. We have a Sheroes Work Retreat every year. This would be year 7 for us for the Sheroes Work Retreat. Last year, we finally went to Ghana, went to the continent for our work retreat. The 4 years prior, we were stateside in different cities, including DC. Then we were in Baltimore. Then we went to Kentucky. Then we had it here in Cleveland, Ohio. And then we have 1 year where we did virtual. It was COVID. And then we went to Ghana, Accra last year. And so this Heal Glow Grow retreat is us putting into practice sisterhood and our methodology of how we operate together. So we intentionally are trying to work towards putting healing in the center of our sisterhood, because we know that we're all dealing with trauma, hurt, and all the things. And so how can we heal our sister and heal our nation if we ourselves aren't healed? Our mantra is protect your womb, protect your sister, protect your nation. And so the Heal, Glow, Grow work retreat helps us center around womb work and all that, what that means. And then we talk about our relationship one to another as Black women, as African women, and how can we heal, encourage, and support one another. And then heal your nation, which quite honestly, that might be pushing itself to the forefront, particularly here in the US, because the global political dynamics are shifting daily. We definitely have to be in a very serious height of awareness right now in the United States because of things that are happening. And so it, is becoming more incumbent that we figure out how to take care of one another. So I know I said a lot. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the organization. I appreciate the opportunity to have served in the role of international host. And we went to Massanutten, where this retreat is taking place. I was part of the first one. It's in the beautiful mountains of Virginia. It's very peaceful, very calm. I mean, you're one with nature. We had a wonderful time up there in the mountains, and I'm sure Kim is going to discuss the different activities, excursions, and workshops that will be offered for the tour. But I will say that if you need an opportunity or time to retreat, to, just go in and tap in with your spirit, you want to be with sisters who are, on the same frequency, then this is a great opportunity for you to learn more about the Sheroes and to come heal, glow, and grow. So thank you, Sister Kim. If you want to take the mic, thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you very
Yes, always.
much.
I told Angela um, that our sisterhood to each other over the past decade, it's been tried and tested, and that to me is that balm of safety that we really tried to duplicate there on the mountain for the past 3 years. There's something special about knowing that somebody's got your back. And what's missing for a lot of us in our healing journey is that we've been told that healing is an individual process, that it's about me, myself, and I, centering myself, but that just isn't the African way. Healing is communal. It's out loud. It's not always pretty. It's not always cute, but it is a safe space when you're doing that in the company of people that really want and really are committed to your holistic development. And so I am still on my journey. We all are. And it's a lifelong process, ensuring that there are safe spaces along your journey and safe people along your journey that want to support your holistic development. And so thank you, sis, out loud and in public, for being that for me for the past decade. And I look forward to many decades to come. And so now I want to get into it, give you the PowerPoint, just a few, and then I want to call because I'm looking in the chat and I see a few other sisters that have participated. Angela, again, she was there for the very first, and then I see Sister Pauline, who was there with us just our immediate past retreat, and so I would love for her to talk about her experience too. I also see a few of our Sheroes in the crowd. I see Sister CJ, and so of course I would be remiss if I didn't bring her to the mic to speak just a bit about the importance of providing these spaces. Again, this year is really unique because in addition to offering the safe space for our sisters, we've decided that for the weekend, we're going to also add an addition for our brothers that might be interested in, being a part of what healing looks like for them, and to remind us that it is in our balance that we find this safety, this balm. And so just to give you the 101, the purpose of our gathering, Heal, Glow, Grow Retreat, we aim to empower women through these shared experiences and personal growth. Again, in the African worldview, personal growth is a very communal, collective thing. I am because we are Ubuntu out of the Zulu language of South Africa, is only echoed by Sawubona. Sawubona is a basic introduction and greeting in the Zulu language, and it simply says, I see you. So when we think about the human being, you are a person because you are a part of a people. And so we say you are a sister because you're a part of a sisterhood, right? You're a woman because you're a part of a womanhood. You are a member of the family. And so we want to encourage that because we were severed from these traditional best practices and from the languages that remind us of our traditional best practices. And so even if only one time per year, we need that annual realignment. So this gathering provides a unique opportunity to engage with others on their wellness journeys, being intentional about people that want to do this work. It doesn't mean that they've arrived because this isn't some destination that you find. It doesn't mean that you're amongst people that will never offend you or step on your toes, but that's a part of the problem. We're afraid now to get too close to each other to offend. Everybody's walking on eggshells. Everybody's being politically correct, right? But how can you foster this wellness journey? How can you foster this sense of sisterhood if you aren't prepared to sister, which is a process? So participants will explore holistic practices that promote healing, self-care, and transformation, creating a nurturing environment for all. So that is the ultimate purpose of the gathering, to provide you with an intentional opportunity to practice doing this work. Again, for us in the Shiro Sisterhood, healing is holistic and it's communal, your personal journey. And so I'm going to share the next slide. We're going to keep it moving. And family, I am on the continent. I am in Ghana. So right now for me, it's 11 p.m. And what we're also, I'm going to go through, what we're also doing is managing our signals. So if you see that I'm out or if it's buffering, please bear with me. So the Shiro's way, heal. That is the emotional healing. Through guided meditation and supportive circles, we facilitate personal growth and connection among participants. You shouldn't have to be an expert. You shouldn't have to be a doctor or a PhD to heal. I speak to a lot of people about some of the things that they eat and put into their body, and some of them, they begin to sound really scientific. And I say, listen, the things that are inside your grandmother's cupboard, that should be your medicine. Your food is your medicine. The conversations that you have at the kitchen table, that should be your therapy. And it's not to underestimate the power of experts. It's not to debunk the fact that some of us have chemical imbalance and they need medical attention. And we are not medical experts. But what we're saying is that that initial triage, that initial diagnosis, that initial assessment of what you need to be balanced, which is the goal, to rebalance, should be something that any one of your sisters can help you do. Any one of your African sisters that want to be on this journey, that have been on this journey for a certain amount of time, they should be able to help you rebalance. And you shouldn't have to be an expert to do that. You don't need to be Dr. such and such. You should be able to get that realignment from your family. And that starts with your sisterhood. Healing, emotional healing. Your emotional intelligence, your emotional IQ is the foundation of the Shiro's way. Many of us have, through our societal interactions, we have learned to intellectualize our development. We've turned it into financial success. Oh, look at my bank account. I'm doing well. We've turned it into material success. My house is huge. My car is nice. I'm doing well. We've even turned it into influence. Look at how many people like my posts on social media. Look at how many followers I have. Some of us have friends on Facebook, followers on Instagram. We haven't seen or had real conversations with real people in months. We have isolated ourselves, and our very landscapes reinforce this isolation. We go into our cars that are really a long journey by ourselves in our lonesome. We go into our cubicles inside our office space. We don't have to engage with people. That is not the African way. We are engaged. We are the rhythm people, always in constant rhythm and flow with each other. So the Shiro's way in our healing and emotional intelligence encourages us to come a step closer to each other. So let's talk about grow. Skill development in self-care practices empowers attendees to cultivate their strengths and enhance their well-being in a nurturing environment. We're saying that you need skills of the trade. It's okay to take advice. It's okay to practice. We're going to do some practices that you know, some of the things, again, you don't have to be an expert to do, like sleep, right? Not every moment of your day has to have something in it. We've been taught that I got to stay busy. I know that's certainly been my work. We've been one thing after another, but rest, right? These are the basics. We're going to say, girl, go take a nap. It's nap time. It's time for us to rest today. to slow down, to sit under this tree and just sit here and listen to the wind blow. These are the types of activities that we're going to teach you. This is skill development because this is practice, right? In addition to the skills development and the practice that we're going to encourage you to do that you already know how to do, how to mother yourself, how to sister yourself, we're also going to teach you some skills that you may or may not have been exposed to throughout your journey. Some of them are like when we say, listen, we want you to practice what it means to assess what we call your cultural currency. We want you to encourage, I'm sorry, some of the Ghanaians are interrupted. Madasipa. We're going to encourage you, to do some
Mm, okay, I think she froze up. We'll give her a second to come back.
fresh start. In addition to that, in addition to that, we're going to glow. We say that the She Rose way, it always ends with the glow up. Heal, grow, glow. We want to make sure that you know some of the techniques for glowing. We want to give you spiritual baths. We want to take herbs and we want to wash you on the mountain. We see in a lot of our I would say our journeys, a lot of our spiritual journeys, they always include the mountaintop. We know Dr. Martin Luther King, when he talks about his dreams, he talks about the mountaintop, praying at the top of the mountain. We want to take you to the top of the mountain and we want to wash you in the herbs. We want to wash you with the environment. These things are traditional. These things are medicinal. They matter. They help with your glow up, not just physically and on your face and on your skin, but also spiritually. And so we're going to talk about some of these practices too. We're also going to help you with capturing the moment with some of the photos that you need, some of the technologies that are going to help you use this moment as a snapshot to remind you of what you need to be doing all year long. I'm going to go to the next slide. 1 second. We're going to keep it moving. So, we are also going to talk about the importance of why it's 7 days. Some of us, even in the moments when we say we're going to take time for ourselves, it's still on the schedule. It still has to be, we're like, girl, that sounds great, a 7 day detox, but I really only got a day. I really only have 8 hours. Can I come down for just Saturday? And we're saying, yes, if you need a shorter version of this experience, we can give you
Okay, sounds like she might be buffering again. She'll come back through in a second. The last thing I think she was mentioning is that if you want to participate for shorter than the 7 days, that the retreat will accommodate you um, if you can't come for the whole time.
Where in Virginia is this retreat?
She dropped off.
Oh, wow. I'm so sorry,
Um,
family. You
the
hear me?
location is Massanutten, Virginia. Yeah, you're gonna have to go back a little bit because I don't see her, but I just heard her.
Yes. So we are here. The signal in Ghana is crazy.
Okay, so you want to go back maybe to the last thing that you were mentioning was that if they couldn't make it for the whole 7 days that they can still come for a portion of the days. That was the last thing we heard. And then there was a question about the location. Go ahead.
Yes. And so let me pull up that slide. Ghana is tripping this signal, but we do have that slide. So let me go back and make sure that we pull that back up. Thank you for your patience. Nope, that's not the one. We are going back. So again, 7 days. We're encouraging you to do all seven. However, if you can only do the weekend, we understand, but this is our lifelong journey. This is not vacation. This is something we want to encourage you to fit into your life every year. And so this is a lifestyle change. We're hoping that eventually you'll get to the point where you can do and commit to a minimum of 7 days every year to come and do this work with us. It's not just for you, it's for me. I'm up to 2 weeks. Every year I've decided that I will be a part of this curation. I will be a part of this journey. Our organization, Thai Tours, we only do one actual retreat with the Sheroes, but this is not just with the Sheroes, this is period. We do tours around the world. I have several curators that are on my team that help to curate these journeys. But me individually, this is the journey that I commit to curating in part myself, because I also need this for myself. And so being there on the mountain with you is medicinal for me and my lifestyle. And so I'm committed every year to being on the mountain for a minimum of 2 weeks. Y'all get 7 days as a minimum, but me, I need to get there before you arrive, so that I can get grounded into the space and on the mountain. And so, step one, again, begin with self reflection to identify your personal goals and aspirations for the retreat. And we're saying that that should hopefully start with you committing to saying, I will make space at a minimum of this 7 day period out of 365 days, depending on which calendar you're going to observe. I will commit to that. I'll make sure it happens every year, and it's non-negotiable for me. Step two, engage in mindfulness practices to cultivate a sense of peace and clarity as your preparation for the journey ahead. So it's very important that you know what to expect from this journey. This is not the turn up weekend. We have spaces. If you want to turn up, we can help you turn up all over the world. We got turn up in Swahili. We got turn up in, again, Sawubuna down in South Africa. You want turn up in Ghana? I'm here right now. They got a whole district just for turn up. This is really a realignment. It's an opportunity for you to take a step back. It doesn't mean we won't enjoy ourselves, because that's what happens when the family reunion gets together. We enjoy ourselves. We might do a card game. We might enjoy a little kiki around the fireplace. We may even, depending on what happens, as our sister can tell you, take you over to the Black owned winery down the street. But this is an opportunity for you to heal. And it's not because we're trying to adopt you into our philosophy around what your personal growth journey should look like. What we're saying is that it should be intentional, that you embrace healing and growth, and you are the fruit you bear. The fruit you bear will be the indication of whether or not the work is working for you. Last but not least, step three, connect with the sisterhood through group discussions, fostering an environment of support and empowerment among participants. And so for us, we do a lot of the work, and a lot of women that are interested in the sisterhood, they meet us in the office, they meet us doing the work. And we're saying, how can we create another space for them to see a different side of us? to let them come a step closer before they commit. They may decide, girl, you got issues. I didn't know you were dealing with all that. I don't want to be in sisterhood with you. I only want to do the work. Or, wow, now I respect or I appreciate how you show up to the work a lot more differently because now I know you holistically. I know more about you as a sister. And so it makes me either respect you or at least value your contribution to our struggle as a people. It's a beautiful struggle because we decide to do it and we're overcoming more each day. I'm going to share the next slide. And I want you to know that there will be a time for question and answer. So if you have a question in your mind, keep that. We have, where is it? So we talked a little about the wellness activities designed for the holistic well-being, but just to be more specific, we are going to ensure that every morning there's breathing. If you're not interested in waking up early in the morning, this is not a mandatory, but every morning it will be available. We will go up the trail. It's a little colder in the mountain in November, and so we will have one more open house where we essentially tell you what to pack in addition to some of the pre-work that we're going to ask you to do before you come around your expectations and your goals so that we have something to work with. We want you to start thinking a little about your vision before you get there. I'm looking for that slide. Maybe that's not the one. Let me find it. And while we find that, let's see. Okay. I think renewal and transformation. So I'm gonna jump to our sister Pauline. I think that was the final slide. But I want to let you all hear in real time from some of the sisters that have participated. You heard from our sister Angela, and now I want to, Pauline, are you still with us?
I'm here, sis. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, great. I think she's frozen again. So I'll give her a minute.
Okay, we lost her completely.
Yeah, it
Um,
looked like she fell out. Let me know what you think I should do. Greetings, everyone.
yeah, I think it's okay if you go ahead and share your experience. That would be good so people kind of know
Okay,
what to expect.
no problem. Greetings, everyone. It's so good to be in community with you all. Hoping to see some of you guys this year. Last year was my first Heal Glow Grow retreat. I was so honored for the invitation from my dear sis Kim. It was very timely for me getting to attend because I was in the middle of a major like life transition at that time for several reasons, and the work that I do, I was experiencing significant burnout. And so I really needed that time to kind of reconnect, to center, to ground myself. I am Afro Caribbean by descent, so I grew up in the Caribbean. I live in Texas. I'm a mom. I'm a student. I teach. I've been a social worker for about, let's say about almost 20 years. So that's just a little context of my experience and the intersections of my identities coming together. So by the time I did have I was invited to go to the retreat, I was significantly burnt out. I was experiencing so many different issues with my health. I had long COVID things going on. So that's just to give a little context of that. So I was just kind of very much overwhelmed by how I was experiencing life at the time. Being someone who grew up in nature and is very centered in terms of being in my environment, being in community, taking baths in the river, bathing in the sea. I'm truly an island girl. And so the fact that I got a moment to be in nature was the first thing that drew me there, besides Kim, because Kim is my sis. So it doesn't take much for her to sell me on doing something that really helps us to connect with ourselves and to connect in sisterhood as well. And I was also invited to, because she knows of the work that I do, to speak about like transitions in life, taking that step from like a regular job, stepping away from 9 to 5 life. So I was very honored for that invitation too as well. Um, and there is no quite, I feel I fall short of words in this moment because I was very, um, I was very covered and flattered and protected and empowered and uplifted by the experience itself. If those words seems enough, but they do not seem enough at this time. Um, from my background, the things that really made a difference for me was just being centered in the middle of the mountains. The air smells different. The mornings show up completely different from the hustle and bustle of our lives and what that would entail. So just a moment just to be at peace with the earth. That was a big thing for me. Also, being in community with women that I truly love, respect, and honor, who do such impactful work, who function from a great place of respect, but not just that, just understanding, who function as a safe place for others just to share and to exchange and to be in community with each other. That really means a lot. We are meant to be in community, as Kim said, and it gave a great sense of community. In terms of activities, there were a lot of things to do. There was a spa there. Like I said, we were on the mountain, so you could have gone hiking. Every morning when I sat to drink some tea, I would see the deer out of my window. So it's just the simple little things in life, and all of those things coming together, giving us an opportunity to be in community, to share, to talk. Um, Kim had some wonderful, thoughtful gifts that really focused on holistic healing. I still have some of them that I use to this day from just like books. So it ranged from the experience itself to the value of the conversation, to the groundingness of the environment, and to the presence you're able to experience being in that space. And you don't just get presence from being by yourself, but you also get presence from being in community, and you get presence for how everything was thoughtfully curated and how it all showed up. We took a walk, a little adventure. One of the activities we did is into the Shenandoah Valley, and we went into the caves there. And in the Caribbean, we have a similar cave infrastructure. So even like walking through the cave, sharing that experience, just seeing the awe of the world around us, it really gave me a moment to disconnect and feel centered. And one of my favorite other experiences was the early morning hike to the top of the mountains, where there was nothing but the cool breeze, the early morning sun, the trees all around. I am talking about it now, but I'm picturing it, and even the thought of it just brings me a sense of calm and peace. And the fact that that stays with me really speaks about the experience itself. And as someone who is grounded also in evidence-based research, one of the things that they say, if you are escalated stress, just need a moment, you can simply take a look at a picture of nature and it immediately de-escalates your nervous system. So just imagine being immersed in the middle of that and then having the intentionality of community and engaging around that. That's the best way for me to put it. So I hope that gives a little perspective. I hope my context was kind of helpful in terms of my background and what I was experiencing at the time. But it's really something that you have to experience for yourself. And because of, I only could go there for maybe like 3 days because I had prior commitments at the time, but I really wanted to make time to commit to it. And because of the experience I had that year, I already made a determination that I am going to come this year and I'm going to stay even longer, hopefully for the full 7 days. So that's what that experience did for me. So I really hope you guys can come and I can meet some of you all and we can continue to be in community together in this meaningful, impactful way that is the Heal, Grow, Glow retreat.
Yes, and 7 days. You can't do anything less than 7 days this time, sis. You owe it to yourself. You owe it
I'm
to yourself.
I'm
I
trying my best to be there for the full time.
Yes. I'm praying and manifesting that for you in real time. So before we get out of here, there are two things that I want to do. First and foremost, we have one of our Shiro Sisterhood hosts, Shiro Sisterhood host in leadership. And I just want to give CJ Dunford an opportunity to speak to the importance of valuing spaces like this. And I also want to, because I see that this year we have attracted a brother, and I see Bernard is with us, and we're taking a step towards creating pockets to include some of the brothers at some of the excursions to do basically some safe space making for the brotherhoods. Not that they don't got it covered. We know you do your brothering in whatever way is best for you, but we just want to let you know that we are in support of that and that as a part of our Heal, Glow, Grow, sometimes we need that balancing act. And even if it's only for a day of activities. And so we want to get your opinion in real time on what you think about that as a man. To have a weekend away. I know some of the brothers that I've spoken to historically, they like, Kim, we're taking care of the family, we're finding resources for the community. We just don't have a week to, step away to do that. We do the hard work so that y'all can step away for a week. And I'm thinking, man, I don't buy it, but I'm trying to not, tell them what to do and respect their autonomy and what they're telling me. And so the weekend, we're saying that this year we're thinking that Friday and Saturday. We're gonna make a space for the brothers to come in and for us to just kind of do a family thing to think about spending time with them. And so I want to get your real life opinion about that in real time. And so before we do that, Sister CJ, are you still with us?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Good evening, family. Uh,
I don't hear you anymore if you're still talking.
you can hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, good. Um, I was just saying, I appreciate the opportunity to speak and greet our sisters and brothers here this evening, and thank you for creating and curating this space. There's a lot of things that you could be doing with this space at this time, and monetizing, and the commitment, and even just offering that space as a value to the organization and to our community. I think that one of the things that drew me to commit to being a part of the Sheroes was the healing aspect. I think that Kim really hit the nail on the head on the first swing when she talks about the innovation, the creativity, all of the things
that women of African descent and we as a people have been given to build. We've built everything, um, pretty much everywhere that you see. We've heavily contributed to the establishments of our societies around the world globally. But um, why is it that we can't um, create the change and implement and really excel to the levels? And I'll say ascend for all intended purposes. When we look at and think about the healing journey, it's about ascension, right? And it is because of the omission of that time that we take to heal. And one of the things that I love the most, and I say it all the time, I never allow myself to forget that importance and why I committed is that when we as African women are whole and are in our rightful place, then everything connected to us and around us falls in its rightful place as well and creates a synergetic balance. And the need is so desperate for us in our communities right now to have things fall into place, to have our children fall into place, to have our leadership, our nation, our governments, every aspect of our lives, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, are in a lost state, seemingly. And what a wonder it could be if we were able to commit, enough of us, commit to ourselves to this healing journey as a lifestyle and bringing ourselves in unification back into our rightful place and seeing that happen as a domino effect around the world. So to me, it's a priority. It is something that I have committed to do even in my life, to make sure that if I'm not doing anything but one day out of 1 week a month, um, committing myself to the ultimate submission to healing, fasting, the rituals that I feel are impertinent to me and to my journey, but just to make it a part of my lifestyle. And so I feel that this is very, very high priority. This year will be my first year being able to attend, so I do have full intentions of being there this year. So I'm looking forward to joining and to meeting all of you there. I think it's a great deal to include the men. I think that's fantastic. Um, because as a community, that's what we need to do. So I look forward to it. I thank you for the invitation and for the initiation, and I hope to see you all there. Thank you, sis.
Thank you, sis. I appreciate that, and I can't wait to get you to help us with the glow up. We usually we use each other as the resources. So this year we're gonna have a few experts come in, and again, experts because this is their daily bread, not because it's something that you can't do for yourself. When we aren't culturally derailed. We have Dr. John. He's coming in from Ghana, from the University of Cape Coast. He's going to be teaching us some of the rhythms and some of the sounds that remind us of what it means to be in the center of the earth. Pauline, she mentioned going inside of the earth, inside of some of the cave systems in the Shenandoah Valley. And sometimes, you need that physical recharge. When they say Mother Earth, that's for a reason that they call the earth a feminine thing, a mother. And so realigning with some of that vibration, we at a rhythm people in the beginning was heart drum. With this vibration, we gave rhythm to the world. On this beat, we sing life. We are the rhythm people. And your mother's heartbeat is your first DJ. And so sometimes when you're trying to level set and rebalance, to step away from the noise of the world, you have to learn with intention how to get back to listening to that heartbeat inside of yourself. You are your own medicine, but we sometimes forget how to hear that because there's so much noise and so many distractions. And so he's going to come and help us to do that. And I think it's important that we use that as a measuring stick. I want to talk to our brother Bernard because he is a brother, and this will be our first year actually making space for some of the brothers to take time to join us for some of our activities. And I wanted to get your real time reflection on that. Brother Bernard?
There we go. How's everybody doing tonight?
We're good. Thanks
Oh,
for
good.
calling in, Brother Bernard. Where are you from? Where are you based? And what you do?
I'm a farmer in research science, farm research. I do agricultural research here in North Carolina, Indian Trail, Union County, just outside of Charlotte. So we deal in a lot of textiles, textile plants. We grow indigo, marigolds, and other dye plants too. So, and we also create organic fertilizers and biochar too. So we recycle agricultural biomass into fertilizers to help with carbon sequestration and also help improve the soils in areas where there are degraded soils too. So we'll be doing a lot of work here and hope to be joining you all on the continent soon because that's a part of the pilot that we're doing here and we'll be spreading out throughout the continent also soon.
Wow, that's incredible. We may have to bring you to our our Hill Glow Grow retreat alongside Dr. John to show us how to do some of those plant-based textile dyeing, like maybe some of the indigo dyeing. Maybe you'll help us with some of our glow up. Can you tell us, what your reflection is in a space like this, making space, a small space for brotherhood, for our reflection as African women, opportunities to connect with our brothers in intention. You are here on this call. What is it that you would suggest? How do you think we should make that space available? What would a brother need to be with us for a weekend to do some of the activities?
Just really being there to support you, she rolls, and like, because all she rolls to me. And I love the work you've been doing. You know, I've been following you and your family for quite a while, too. But I think having an intentional space that keep us really united instead of divided. We really need that and to help bring us back together. There's a lot of safe space for women, but men need safe spaces too, and we need the healing just as well too. We have our challenges too, and just living here it's a challenge too. And we definitely, definitely like to be a part of your retreat this year too, and support in any way I can. But I'm here tonight to support my sisters and find and identify some of your needs because we need to understand what you need from us also, and too. And so I'm honored to be here tonight and looking forward to continuing to work with you, ladies.
Wow, spoken like a true hero. Thank you for that. our brothers are so important. Our brothers, our fathers, our sons, our husbands. You know, whenever they come. Thank you for that. Uh, but we appreciate that
I'm not gonna
Baba
comment on
Bernard.
that right now.
Yes. Um, but no, honestly, you being here, that energy, it's so reaffirming. And so thank you for being a reminder of the fact that having a space in our healing, to recognize that that's not an individual process, is that personal for the African person is communal. To be in Ubuntu, in that spirit, in real time, in our practice and pedagogy, and to make space for you over the weekend, you and any other brother that is interested in coming and sharing energy with us in the mountain. Thank you again. I want to now talk about some of the logistics. I'm going to share one more slide. So the retreat is practically free. 7 days is in the mountains in a resort. You could go and do that. Let's see. Okay, that's not the slide we thought, but we're going to show that one for the sake of this conversation. It's not a easy feat, but our organization, Teaching Artists Institute, operating as the mother company, and our father company, the father is Thai Tours. So that is the subsidiary of the Teaching Artists Institute. We brunt the majority of the cost to facilitate this. And so we're able to make this experience available for 1K for the week. So that's $100 per just I would say just over 100 for 7 days. If you are a part of the sisterhood, we make that cost 600 USD, so less than $100 a day. I think that's what, maybe 60. I'm not a mathematician. That's my sister Angela. But that includes 2 meals per day. That includes your accommodation and all of your activities. It also includes some of your spa activities. Throughout the week, we're very intentional about saying that your issues are in your tissues. And so we like hands on feet. We like detox, the physical detox, because some of that is the gateway to your emotional and spiritual detox. And so we want to make sure that you're able to access some of these spa treatments. Some of it is a la carte if you need extra or you built like that. On the resort grounds itself, they do have, as Sister Pauline mentioned, other spa activities that you could get, one per day. But as a part of your package, you will get at least 2 that are included. Even me, myself, I'm a reflexologist, and so I always make sure that I offer everybody at least 1 session, just over an hour of reflexology. We have other practitioners coming in that do the entire body. They will be present, and we will be doing a day trip to the King Spa. If you're not familiar with the King Spa, it is an Asian establishment, South Korean. They've really preserved some of our indigenous healing techniques from the Kemites very well. And so we lean on them to glean some of our best practices in real time. And so we're going to take a trip to the King Spa, and that is also included in your package. And so really the experience is free. This is how we sustain ourselves as an organization. Tourism, hospitality management, some of the small properties that we own around the world. This is not an example of that. This is the space we open because we're intentional about making sure that first and foremost, we heal this sisterhood, that we heal global African women, because when African women are healed, that benefits communities that are growing children, because women are the first teachers of children. And when women are healed, entire communities are healed. And we believe that as a sisterhood. And so our opportunity to create that space with intention at least once a year is just us being what we're talking about, not just for you, but for us in our own lives, me especially. And so again, the cost for 7 days of detox, your commitment to yourself, your investment into yourself is 1K, 1,000 USD. That includes your accommodation for every day. That includes 2 meals per day. That includes all of your activities and at least 2 spa activities. And your issues are in your tissues. So we want you to be vested. Spa activity, that's not luxury. As you grow and age, that is mandatory. Your body needs these things. The writings are on the wall. When I first learned about reflexology, I had no idea it had roots in Kemetic spirituality. My mother, she said, "Girl, get down there and do my feet." And me and my brothers and my sisters, we would get down there and do her feet because she was a chef and she stood on her feet all day long. And then I realized that this was something that I had a knack for because at family reunions, you know, Black people, we do those. We come together at the family reunion, they would line up, all my cousins and my aunties, and they would pay me little tips to do their feet. It wasn't until I got to college that I realized that doing their feet was actually an ancient healing art in the communities of our people on the Nile Valley civilizations, and that it was medicinal and that it was foundational, and that there were actually metruneta or hieroglyphics, writings on the wall that speak to how to do reflexology, and that me, someone so easily repulsed, listen, I would rather you smack me in the face than to sneeze on me. And I'm very particular. I never got COVID, and I'll tell you why. Because I was I paid a lot of attention to detail when it came to my breathing space. I'm this way in general. So you can only imagine me, someone that's naturally having this disposition, being so comfortable with my hands on your feet and not ever being repulsed. I've seen all kinds of toenails, and for some reason I know that when I'm doing that work, I'm a part of a larger vibration that is healing, that's grounding, it's humbling, and so when I think about that being offered as a part of your experience in and of itself is already a value added bonus. But yes, so for again the sheroes that are in the sisterhood, the cost of the retreat is 600 USD for 7 days, and so that means hint hint, you may want to consider in the future what it looks like for you to get with one of the sisters in leadership in your region, and to see what it would mean to potentially become a part of the sisterhood and make this a part of your lifestyle and not just that one time, that thing I did that one time. And so I now want to open it up for questions. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, or maybe I should share something that's a little more general. But I want to open it up for questions. What are your questions? Let us know what you think. Let us know what you think this was supposed to be and what are you expecting. Let us know. Let us hear from you.
Okay, hi, my name is Lady Palmer. Hello,
Greeting.
reading. Thank you. So, yeah, I am already slated to come. I'm brand new. I'm not a part of the She Rose. I live in Cleveland, Ohio. And and I was invited by IKEA. So we are already slated to come. And interesting, because healing is essential. Wellness, and taking time to participate in our own wellness and be accountable for it and intentional about it. And it just cracked me up when you said, "Girl, get down there and do my feet." That just cracked me up. Because yes, even in the morning, what unconsciously when I'm grooming, I give a little extra attention to the feet because it's something about making sure those feet are well taken care of for the day. So I appreciate the work. I appreciate the efforts. I appreciate the environments. Environments are crucial, and the mountains. So, first of all, too, I got notice of this about an hour before it happened, a reminder. So I wasn't all prepared, but I jumped on. And at the same time, my dinner was walking through the door. So, I was enjoying my dinner at the same time while listening. So if anything I missed, please forgive me, but I'm present, with the hour notice. And thank you, Kia. So I put some questions. I wrote the questions. I put them in the chat right there. And I'll just ask them at the same time. I said, but dinner was coming, so I was kind of distracted. But what are the temperatures at the mountains? And I'm glad that, and this is just something that I could start preparing for and thinking about right now because I need to. So at that time, and I want to know what kind of information we will have access to and how we can get it. Any types of information, dates, the locations, some of the activities, all of those things, because I would definitely like to have those on hand pretty immediately. And what are the temps? How often will we have these workshops? I did hear you say we'll have another workshop in preparation to inform us on what to bring and how to prepare. So that's good too. But I want to know how much more often, will we have these workshops? Because I would love the information, on how the hows, the everything, anything that's offered. I think is beautiful. And again, it's brand new. It's gonna be my first trip to Africa. I've lived in Japan. I've lived in so when you talked about the Korean cultures, my daughter lived in Korea, so I visited there and spent a lot of time there, so it's very lived in Hawaii. So these cultural things and the environments, the mountains, the trees, the woman talked about how, she grew up taking bathing in the sea. I told my friend, imagine that, growing up bathing in the sea. I was like, ooh. So for her to get back to that, I'm expressing the importance of it, and also saying, yes, I want more information, please. So, and yes, cameras, when we do have another workshop, is it possible that you want some water? There's some water in the refrigerator right there. Oh, so forgive me, I'm sorry, right? So yeah, is it possible for us, more people, to have our cameras on? I would love to get to know, to see the faces and interact with the people that we're going with, ahead of time, even people that are discussing. So anytime we can have our cameras on, that'll be so perfect, because you'll see I have mine on. And there's a day where the temps are often workshop. Moved to California. Yeah, I did move to California just to be in the mountains. That's how much I love the mountains. I literally moved from Texas to California to embrace the mountains and the trees and those different mindsets. So again, this is big, it's major. It has a lot of meaning and in-depth meaning. And I do want to help people to understand that it's more here than meets the eye. It does. And at least from the presentation, I can't wait to get on the other side and experience real time, what it is. Anything, the caves, yeah, caves are phenomenal. When I was driving to California, I stopped at Caverns Caves and I explored those caves by myself. Phenomenal experiences. You wouldn't believe it. It'll never leave you. It'll be with you forever. Um, and okay. Yeah. I
Well,
think
I think that's beautiful. And I hear several questions, and I want to make sure that we get those answers. First and foremost, the next session that we do will not be open to the public. We will share this recording with the public to get any last minute folks that may be interested in participating. This is being recorded tonight. Our next session will be with those that have completed their application and have made their deposit. And so we're asking that you make a $500 deposit along with your application. We are going to, again, share the contact information before we leave one more time to give everybody on the call today an opportunity to get the contact information. If you are interested in participating, you'll send an email to tietours.org@gmail.com, and at that point, we'll send you the application. You'll complete that application and you'll be required to make your deposit. The next session that we hold will be closed. It'll only be with those that are actually going to be with us on the mountain.
And
And
let me just say,
so
let
that's
me
really
let me let me
important.
say this part. So, and you guys will get to a kid. That's what I was saying to you when I said I'm already slated. So mine is should be paid for already. My name is Lady Palmer. And I don't know, so someone's doing that in my stead, but it should be already paid for completely. So I want to make sure that my name is included, and whatever else we need to do to get it all, whatever's not in place in those things, we'll make that happen, but already paid for. So my name is Lady Palmer. So let's get that documented and, tight for everybody involved, whoever. So again, because somebody is doing it, I'm invited. Somebody's doing it in my stead too. So I want to be sure that that gets handled properly immediately. Thank you. So, okay, but I did write down the
Okay.
information.
Well,
I did write it
we'll definitely check the roster and we'll see logistically what's happening. But what a beautiful gift to receive from your sister.
down.
I'm sure that is gonna last a lifetime of
I've
thank
been
yous and
mentoring her for
Madasi
12.
pies.
I've been mentoring her for
Yes,
12 years, and so I've had her. So this is one of her give backs to me as her mentor and spiritual guide and leader. So for 12 plus years, it's been 12 consistent on a daily basis, but even before that. So yeah, it is a beautiful give back, and I'm very appreciative to have it for sure. Yeah.
beautiful. Do we have any other questions? Questions. There is no such thing as a silly question. Now is the time. Maybe a question of one of the past participants.
So I'm sorry. I'm so
Anybody at
sorry.
all?
Some of the things that were in the chat though, so how can we get access? So just so I should just or we email this tied to us dot, or how do I who the contact persons that I would reach? Give me that information again, please, to get everything
Oh,
in.
absolutely. And let us share the screen so that you can see that and so that everyone can see that. Again, to reserve your spot now, if you would go and send your email, tytours.org@gmail.com. If you are definitely going, contact tytours.org@gmail.com to request your application. That'll be sent out to you so that you can complete that along with your deposit and send that back. So right now, we know today is August 21st. We're giving folks 3 weeks to complete their applications and make their deposits. And so we'll communicate all of that in the emailed response so that you can start saving your coins. For our sheroes in the sisterhood, of course, they've known about this for a year now. And so most of them have been saving, tucking away small coins each month because they know that this is coming as their annual reprieve. And so, for those of you that may need payment plans because you're not a part of the sisterhood, but you would like to participate, you can also include that into your email when you contact us to let us know that that's some assistance that you may need. Again, we are willing to work with you. This is it's not about us trying to get rich off of healing. It's about us not being in debt and making sure that we can continue to offer this experience year after year. And so I want to continue with the questions. I'm looking in the chat.
I have
I see.
sorry. I had a question, Kim.
Yeah.
For the gentleman, to what days would you have it open to the men to come in, and how is that fee structured? And also, I know quite a few ladies in my orbit who definitely can use the service and the healing time to and the deadline for them too, because I will be sharing this information immediately um um, um today actually to a few ladies that I know that could benefit from this retreat too, and just how so I can get that together and set up and start working on it.
Wow, that's so beautiful. I appreciate that. So we're asking that the brothers join us on the final days on November 14th and 15th. So that would be that Friday and Saturday over the weekend, where we're saying that it's open to brothers that are interested in being in community with us on the mountain. And on those days, there will be activities for the brothers as well, apart from us in brotherhood, but we're also asking that they share space with the women. And so that's going to be November 14th and 15th. We haven't yet decided what the fee structure should be for the brothers because we're flying our plane and building it too. But maybe you have a suggestion for that. We don't have all the answers, but we know what we need. And so financially, we're trying to figure out what it would look like for us to not take a loss and also be able to provide the experience for the weekend that the brothers deserve.
And one other question about some of our services, like I guess we can talk about it on how we would lay that out and what we're required in, like a number of people who will be participating. So if we're going to do some cultural relevant um, um, service or experience around working with the indigo and the spiritual properties of the indigo and the healing properties of the indigo, to maybe we can get together again and let me know more about how I would need to set up. I'll be honored to do it. So um, it's when maybe after the call, we can get together and let me know some of the logistics of that, so I can learn them and be prepared to. November, the weather is a little cooler, especially in the mountains. So the Indigo Valley is a little sensitive in the cool weather, but there are ways around that. So, right, but um, yeah, just as as time progresses, so we can prepare it, because before you know it, it'll be November. To and I'll like to offer that service when I do come. So we,
Beautiful. And we're going to
mhm.
make space for that. That would be amazing. I see a hand from Sister Vicky Casanova Willis. Um, Sis, did you have a question?
I did. I actually just wanted to, first of all, say greetings to everyone and thank you so much for holding space and also for the invitation. I've received it from Prophet Anyamu Cox, and I also recognize some beautiful faces and names here who I've had some interaction with. I didn't want to have you repeat or redirect since I was only able to join just now or a short while ago. But if there is a good way for me to kind of get caught up, I'm hearing the dates now. That was one of my questions when I first raised my hand, and just details of a few more details around where and when. That's all. And then what I did here as I was joining, it fills me with joy. That's all I can say. So I don't know if I'll be able to participate this year just due to quite a bit of international travel and some other commitments, but I wholeheartedly support and wish everyone well, but I do hope that I can connect sooner rather than later as well.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing space with us. Your energy is a breath of fresh air. I can already tell. And I'm so glad that the prophet, she is full of this type of sistering. And so we're so glad to have the mama here on the call today. Thank you for sharing the word. Just to answer some of your low hanging fruit questions. Again, our 7 days of detox and realignment, November 8th through the 15th. November 8th through the 15th. And we're inviting our brothers and brotherhoods to come in and join us on the 14th and the 15th, the last 2 days on the weekend of our gathering. And again, the contact information is there. Your opportunity to learn some of the basic techniques to heal, grow, and glow the She Rose way. And we're asking that you prepare for the next 3 weeks financially. Again, if you're a part of the sisterhood, that's 600 USD for your accommodation, 2 meals per day, and at least 2 spa activities throughout the week. And if you're outside of the sisterhood, that's 1K. And it's, again, if you went to a hotel, you would maybe spend at least $100. And that's probably Motel 6. It's probably not a Marriott, right? And then in addition to that, it definitely won't include 2 meals. You may, if you stay at the Fairfield Inn, get the breakfast, but you won't get any of the detox and teas and smoothies and some of the things. You won't get any gift baskets to help you on your detox journey. You definitely won't get any spa activities included. This is what we give to our people because we care about women, global African women, and we know that this is foundational for the reclamation of our nations. And so we make this available to the community at a price that allows us to not go in debt, just barely. This is at a resort. Some people, they come here to the Massanutten Resort, just to vacation. And so the fact that you're coming to the resort to get some of those activities that resorts offer, but also all of this extra added things in the Shenandoah Valley, it's a gift to our people. And so, sis, I hope that answers your question.
Okay, so this is Lady Palmer again. So is there a website where we could go and see names of people, facilitators? Like put somebody asking, they ask what airport, like locations or activities or something. Because I go to ThaiTours.org and it only gives a white blank page. I even did it on my desktop and there's nothing there. So I'm looking for some place that I could go and actually see some type of information on what we're going to be doing, like that locations. This person is like the young man is facilitating, events or something, those types. So give me where we can go or I can go and see that. Things have been asked several times, but I need to get specifically where that is. I'm ready with my pen. Tell me where to go to find that.
So I'm going to share the slide. So first and foremost, let me just go ahead and share our handle, because in general, we want you to like us and follow us on social media. And so we're always looking for an opportunity to promote that. So I'm going to share that inside the chat as we speak. In addition to that, again, we're going to ask that you send, if you are interested in moving forward, which we're so glad, because it sounds like you 100% are. We want you
Yeah, I need
to send
information
us
though. I
an
need to
email.
see I need to see something, what I'm doing, what I'm going, who I'm dealing with, something. So, I'll like you, I'll do all of those things that you're asking, but I'm asking for information. I need that. So that's specifically what I want. So you're saying your Facebook page will give me information to look at and become informed, more informed. I could have visuals. As you saying this Facebook page, I could do that.
Yeah, so that'll give you more information about, you mentioned some of the facilitators, so that'll give you more information about some of the faces behind the work. Meanwhile, my face is going to be the primary face facilitating, so I'll be sure to turn on my camera so you can see that again before we go. Professor John from University of Cape Coast coming in to teach some of that indigenous knowledge. He'll be there at our final, for those that are actually going to be coming with us. And then last but not least, if you email us at thaiTourist.org@gmail.com, we'll be sending out the application. And on the first page of the application, it has a general overview of the activities that you'll be doing. We won't share a final itinerary until that retreat right before we depart. And so
Okay, give
that'll
me the
be
face,
sometime the
give me
first
the
week
face.
in November.
Give me the Facebook page name, please.
Yes, ma'am. Let me post that here. 1 second. Okay, so that is now also inside of the group chat.
How you do
That
that?
is inside of the group chat.
Where copy and paste.
So questions, other questions. Do you all have questions that we can answer right now? Something that you don't think you're going to receive when you receive the application and the email? Is there something you have as a
I just
question to
wanted
one
to
of our
mention
past
there was a.
participants?
Can you hear me? I wanted to mention the nearest airport, Kim, that came up. I did put it in the chat, but it's Shenandoah Valley. The airport code is SHD for those of you who might be flying in.
Okay, thank you for that.
I had a question too on the location, Kim. You know I live. You've been here. Where is it in proximity to where I'm at here in this part of North Carolina? I mean, there's something you can just drive to from here.
You could drive there. So the Massanutten Resort, Shenandoah Valley, is about 2.5 hours from Baltimore driving. So that means about 2 hours from Washington, D.C. So it should be about 3.5 hours from you on the other end. If you're
Okay.
coming from, you said North Carolina,
Yeah.
maybe Charlotte may make it a little further. But yeah, it's right in the middle. between, I guess, the Mid Atlantic, DC, Maryland, Virginia, that area, and that, I guess you would say, low country, Gullah Geechee Nation.
Okay, okay, for sure. Thank you. And one other question too. Um, I guess I know some sisters who would be interested in becoming part of the Sheroes Sisterhood. Too, when you get a chance, you can send that information to me, and when you get a chance, too, because I'm working with a lot of really beautiful women right now, too, and this is the type of thing that would really um be beneficial to them. So I want to give them as much information, help them as much as I can from this space.
Wow, and I think that's beautiful. We would need, more information about where they're based and see which region they're in. And we would start by inviting them to the retreat. That for us is really like a ground zero. Um, there are different levels to the sisterhood, and some of them uh, end up sistering with us in intimate ways, and some of us just support each other's work, and we need all of that. And so, determining what is best, it means we need to do a bit of sistering. Our sisterhood is not something that we actively recruit for. We don't we don't have a website where we're asking people to sign up and join. It's not like the AKA or the Delta sorority incorporated. Not that we don't celebrate those spaces. They're necessary and they have their own role and purpose in our community's development. But this is a space that's a little more intimate because we're not looking for everybody, and not everybody wants to sister with us. It might sound like a good idea, and then maybe a good idea that you go off and nurture on your own with your actual sisters that you already have, just incorporating a few other, activities or objectives. But wanting to sister with someone is wanting to commit to their development, and that's a major commitment that we don't take lightly. And so we would love to get to know them at this year's retreat and see if, that's a good fit. Are there other questions? Other questions? I see a question in the chat. Will you send information about the Shira? Okay. Yes. Yes. Yes, we will. Are there other questions? I'm looking inside the chat now to see if I see
Hey,
any that haven't already been addressed.
sis.
Yes.
Can um my question was for the weekend on the Friday and Saturday. Um, because you said family, but you meant men, correct? Only, no children.
So we're talking about brothers, not children. Perhaps in the future there may be a space where we consider that women are mothers, and that having a space for the children is important. It's just that we see that as your everyday detox, your reminder that you have to age. That's mandatory, but you don't have to get old because them babies keep you young. The reminder of why we work, the center of our communities. And so, because that's your everyday job, we want you to detox and get in alignment outside of that context. Or should I say, maybe inside of it, mothering yourself for a few days, so that you can go back to doing that in a more efficient way. But maybe in the future, we should include family time. But thank you for offering that. And that was an incredible question. Was that the all of it, or was there another piece to it?
No, that was it. I'm in my mind. If I come for the 5 days and then, my partner comes up for the man part, in my mind, one of us will switch off so that the other one can can have the experience. But we'll work it out.
Nice. Um, and community is so important. And so perhaps some of the sisters that are not able to come this year, maybe they can help with the baby tribe while you go away and get refortified for the collective. I do see another hand. Prophet, did you have a question?
Not really a question, but I thought I'd throw in. I have a four sisters that I consider sisters that jumped on here, and I want to thank them. But I also want to say, I thought this session today was at 3:30 my time. It was actually at 5:30, so I logged on at 1 p.m. to be ready for 3:30 because I was up all night with AI. So if you ever need support with AI, let me know. But just to say to everyone, yeah, I was intentional about the fact I didn't know what you were going to really do, but I'm just grateful that I came because it's a good healing vibe in this space.
Wow, and that coming from you makes a difference. Uh, um, I appreciate you. And I hope that you'll consider joining us on the mountain. Are there other questions? Other questions?
Kim, this is Lakia. I do have a question, but it's a question I need to ask you in private. So, and if you could find the time for us to connect, uh, either to afterwards or sometime tomorrow, I would appreciate it.
Absolutely. And if everybody can see the email address as well as Sister Akia, please just send your availability and I'll make myself available based on your schedule. I am here in Ghana as we speak. So right now for
Mm-hmm.
me, it's midnight or 12:16 a.m. So I do have a little bit of a time difference, but no matter where I am in the world, I'm available. And so, yes, just Sister Akia and anybody else that has questions, it's not speak now or forever hold your peace. If you have a question that you can't think of right now, but it comes up later, just go ahead and use the email. We want you to know in general that 5 people see that email when you send the email. So it's not my personal email, it is a team email. And so if you have a question that's more personal in nature, just indicate that, and perhaps we can have a private Zoom or a phone call. And we can just use the email to facilitate your availability. But if there are no more questions, then we're going to go and thank you all so much for being here at the open house for our third annual Heal, Glow, Grow retreat. This year is going to be incredible. We're going to have some brothers and sisters from around the world participating. I can guarantee you that. Are there any more questions before we go? Your question may be somebody else's too. Okay. Well, we'll send out a copy of this recording, and I want to thank you all again for being a part today. Go in peace.